Good morning, y'all. I'm Tracy and welcome back to Just Dig It Farms. If you're new to our channel, my husband Gene and I purchased 18 acres in central Alabama, growing zone 8, back in 2016. We were in our late 40s when we purchased this land, so we are now in our 50s, and we are building and establishing our dream farm to be able to live a more self-sufficient lifestyle and just to live our dream, what we've always dreamed of doing together. So we are so glad that you guys have decided to join us here on our channel and at Just Dig It Farms. And we hope that we can be an inspiration to you guys. We can help give you some knowledge and some education on growing beautiful gardens, beautiful spaces, growing delicious food for yourselves to be more self-sufficient, and just join us in the fun on our journey. So we are so thankful that you guys are here. If you are new to our channel and you have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell button, hit all the buttons, and go over and check us out on our new Just Dig It Farms Facebook and our Instagram page. There is a link in the description of this video below. We would love for you to come follow us over there. My beautiful friend Jaclyn over at Head Family Farm is helping us get set up with all this technical stuff, because I am not super technical, and she is doing some beautiful design work, and she is really helping us level things up so that we can be in more communication with you guys. So anyways, thank you guys for joining us. Now let's get into the garden and talk about what to do in July in the gardens. First of all, let's take a look at what I'm doing in my cottage gardens in July. Here in central Alabama, it is super hot in July and August. Super hot. We're in the hundreds, high humidity. It's really hot. And this is when things in the garden start kind of playing out. Not everything though. Look at these beautiful limelight hydrangeas. They love this. This salvia, Henry Dulberg salvia, it, loves the heat. Most all your salvias do. Old-fashioned garden phlox is still looking beautiful. It doesn't mind the heat. And of course your zinnias and your sunflowers, they don't mind the heat at all. So there's quite a few perennials and shrubs and annuals that you can add to your gardens that really don't mind the heat, and really that's what they want, is the heat. And I say when you're designing and creating your cottage gardens, make sure you include some of those plants that just don't mind the heat, because a very good tip for creating beautiful cottage garden spaces is to create year-round interest. You want something going on in your garden all year long. And there's multiple choices of perennials, annuals, shrubs, trees, plants out there that do their show, perform, do their thing at different times within the year. And you want to research that for your area and plant all different kinds of things in your spaces so that you've got something going on beautiful all year long. So in saying that, that is one thing that you can be doing for your garden in July. Really, any time of year, all throughout the seasons, is see what's blooming in your area, or see what still looks beautiful in your area in this month of the year. And the best way to do that is to go visit garden nurseries, go visit display gardens, and see what's beautiful, see what's blooming, see what's looking good. Make notes of that so that you can come back and figure out where you can apply and position those plants to your gardens. So one important thing to be doing in July in your garden, even though it's hot and it's hard, is to get out and do a cleanup in your garden. Get out there early in the morning, late in the evening, whenever it's cooler, and get your garden cleaned up. That's what I've been working on. I've just been going through, giving all the perennials that were finished a little haircut, some of them a major haircut, and just cutting them back, and then they'll rebloom for fall. They finished their spring show, and we're getting them ready for their fall show. Like these salvias, about 2 weeks ago, I came in and pruned these back. You can see where I took them back, pruned off the dead, cut back, I don't know, maybe a little bit less than a third on it, and now it is ready to start blooming for the fall show. A lot of your perennials will rebloom. They'll bloom spring, summer, fall, all the way till frost, and some of them will just bloom spring and fall, and some of them will only put on one beautiful show, and then they're done for the year until next year. So by coming in and giving these guys a haircut and a good cleanup on your perennials, you are getting them ready to bloom and be beautiful again and put on another great show for the fall. Now, the ones that are spent and finished and aren't going to bloom again till next year, I just go ahead and cut those down pretty low, cut all the dead off. I leave some green leaves and foliage on there for photosynthesis and just, you know, so it'll still have some life to the plant. But I cut back all the diseased, all the spent, everything that looks really bad. I cut it back pretty hard, and then I look forward to seeing it again in the spring. On my repeat roses, this is Quietness right here. Isn't she beautiful? But on my repeat roses, I come in and deadhead. I need to deadhead again because I had some beautiful blooms recently, and it's just time to deadhead again. But you can see these beautiful buds getting ready to bloom. But I come in, deadhead, I take it back a little bit, shape it up, get it back to a nice, neat shape. I take out any dead or diseased, and I fertilize. I give them all a good dose of fertilizer. This is Lamar Rose, and you can see how I've done it. I took it back, shaped it up, deadheaded, took out diseased limbs, and fertilized. Now on my roses, I fertilize every 4 to 6 weeks. 4 weeks is what's recommended, but usually it's about 6 weeks for me. Every 4 to 6 weeks, I fertilize my roses from middle of March to middle of September, just to keep them looking good, healthy, and keep blooms going. I alternate fertilizers on my roses because roses have different needs. And when you incorporate different fertilizers, it just makes for a healthy plant. So this time of year, I am using a Bayer 3-in-1 in July because it is a systemic insecticide, fungicide, and it's a fertilizer. All 3-in-1 is granular, and I just sprinkle it at the base of my plant and water it in really good. Now I have roses growing all over my farm, and I don't have near as many as I'm going to have or that I want to have. But I have started my collection, and the roses in my cottage gardens here are mostly just for beauty and my pleasure. But I also have roses in the potager garden over in my medicinal herb section, and those roses I'm growing specifically for medicinal uses, for their rose hips and for their rose petals. So on those roses, I'm not fertilizing with any synthetic fertilizers. I'm just using natural organic fertilizers for those roses because I'm going to be consuming those. But the roses here in the cottage garden spaces that are strictly for my personal joy, I don't mind using synthetic fertilizers for those because we are in the South, and even though I grow only antique, heirloom, and earth-kind roses, we still have issues. We're still going to have insects, and we're still definitely going to have black spot and powdery mildew and all of those issues that come with roses. We're going to have those because of our humidity. But the great thing about growing the antique and heirloom roses is they'll just flush that off and keep on living and keep on growing. Whereas a lot of your modern roses, they don't bounce back as quick and easy as your antique and heirlooms. If you want to know more about growing roses, antique roses, heirloom roses, how to grow, how to plant, how to fertilize, how to take care of, if you want to know more information about growing these beautiful roses, then go check out my playlist. I have created a few videos on on how to grow these beautiful roses. So y'all go check that out if you want more information about it. So basically what I'm doing in July in my cottage garden spaces is I'm just going through, pulling weeds, giving everything a little bit of a haircut and a reshaping, assessing situations like my gardenia over here. It's looking good, but if it has really yellowed leaves or looks like it's struggling, a lot of times it's an iron deficiency. So if that was the case, I would give it a little dose of iron, but it really looks good right now. So I just gave it some fertilizer. But just go through, give everything a little haircut, a little cleanup, a little reshaping, pruning anything that's spent and finished, anything that's gonna rebloom. I'm just kind of deadheading and shaping it up a little bit so that it can get ready for its fall show. And I'm fertilizing my roses. I fertilized my hydrangeas. I fertilized these camellias because they're taking forever to grow and I want them to fill these spaces up. So I'm trying to get them growing. So I gave them a dose. I'm also walking through and assessing anything that may have died. We've had a severe drought this year and I've lost a few things. This is my Pieris japonica. I have one there, and I did have one there and it died, so I had to remove it. I'm making notes of this. We just built our porch last summer, so we added these garden beds all around this area right here last fall. And they're pretty small right now, but they're growing. So all of this got a good dose of fertilizer because I want it to all get to growing quickly. But here, these died. These are my arborvitaes. I had a third one there. It was completely dead. This one's gonna get yanked because it's never gonna look right. And I don't know about this one. We'll see. But like, I'm making notes that I need to replace these two. So that's something else that I'm doing in July. I'm walking around all of my gardens. I'm pulling out anything that completely died. And I'm making notes of what I need to replace come fall. Fall and spring is my main planting time. I don't plant in summertime. So I'm just making notes of what's going to need to be replaced, like these arborvitaes. Plus, I'm also taking a look at any empty spaces that I may have that I could add some more flowering, perennials, shrubs, that's going to give me more of that year-round interest. So like right here, I've got these dwarf ornamental blueberries. That one right there, most of it died out. I saved that little stem that was alive that I'm probably gonna need to replace and put one there. But I've got these spaces here, like right here in the front edges, where I could add some little ground cover trailing perennials this fall. So I'm just making these notes as I'm walking around my garden of where I could add some more plants and what size they need to be and when I would like for them to bloom, what time of year. Should they be ground cover size? Should they be 2 feet perennials, 3 feet perennials? Do I need a 6-foot shrub here? So I'm just kind of making those notes. I'm going to go back to my design plans that I had drawn up for these beds and add these plants to it. And then this fall, I will plant and add some new plants and replace dead plants to these garden spaces. But now is a good time to be assessing the garden. Another thing to be doing in July, if you are growing these old-fashioned beautiful southern hydrangeas, now is the time to prune your oak leaf hydrangeas, your lace cap hydrangeas, and your macrophylla hydrangeas. Those are the old-fashioned big mop head hydrangeas. Now in July is the time to get that pruning done if you're going to be pruning them. By this time of year, they finish their show for the year, and if you're going to be doing any type of pruning on these 3 types of hydrangeas, lace caps, macrophyllas, and oak leaves, if you're going to be doing any pruning on these type, you need to get it done no later than the first week of August. So I know this video is coming out a little bit late. I really should have had what to do in the garden in July video up in the 1st of July. But we've been really sick and I just wasn't able to do that. So I'm here now and you've still got a little bit of time, so get out there and get it done. But you want to get those pruned, because if you wait till after probably like the first week of August, I would say, if you wait till after that, you're going to be pruning off next year's blooms on these types. This is one of my old-fashioned mop head hydrangeas that had beautiful blue, big mop head blooms on it. And I'm not going to be pruning this because I'm trying to get it to grow. It's still young and I'm really not going to prune it. I'll just come in and take out anything that's dead, and I'll probably top that off because I want to keep a nice shape and deadhead the spent blooms. But that's all I'll do on this. You don't have to prune the hydrangeas if you don't want to prune them. I mean, it's not an issue. It's not a thing where you take it all the way to the ground or anything. You're just pruning and shaping them up the way you want them to be. So a recap of what to do in the cottage gardens in July in Zone 8. Clean up your garden spaces. Walk through, pull weeds, give perennials haircuts, deadhead roses, shape them up, fertilize, and let everything get ready for the fall show. Number 2, pull out anything that's dead. Make design notes of what you need to replace come fall. Make design notes of anything that you can add to your garden spaces. Visit nurseries, visit demonstration gardens. See what is blooming right now so that you can make sure you're adding those things to your garden spaces, because we want year-round interest in these cottage gardens. Number 3, prune your oak leaf, lace caps, and old-fashioned macrophylla hydrangeas. I would not go too far into August on doing that. Maybe like the first week of August or so, you've still got time to do it. But after that, I wouldn't go too far into August or after, because then you're going to be pruning off next year's bloom. All right, you guys, hanging out with my garden partners here, Champ and Clyde. You still have time to get all these things done. Just get out there and get them done. Just be smart about it. Get out there in the cool of the morning or the cool of the late afternoon. Don't get out there in the middle of this heat. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water and hydrating. And if you have not tried Liquid IV, you guys have got to give Liquid IV a try. I'm telling you, it is saving our life around here. Because even though I'm giving you the advice not to be out here in the middle of the day, we still come out here in the middle of the day and work. And this heat just completely zaps us, like zombifies us. And Gene has many times pushed himself over the limit and about dehydrated. And that Liquid IV has saved our lives. It really is super good. So if you guys want to give it a try, please use our link in the description below this video and order you some Liquid IV. It is really good stuff. It really. Are you asleep, Clyde? Look at this dog. He's asleep. How can you be asleep? Oh my God, he's so
For
cute.
any of you guys that are having a hard time finding our links or our contact information, recommended videos, any of those things that I always say, you can find this in the description of the video below. For all of you who are having a hard time finding that, I just wanted to walk you through a few real quick steps. So this is our YouTube homepage right here, and check out this beautiful artwork that Jaclyn at Head Family Farms been doing for us. Isn't that beautiful? I love this. So right here you can see, if you click on this, you can see all of our videos that we have posted, and we have about 194 videos. This is a playlist, and the playlist is just a collection of videos, and I've put them in these places. So like if you want to know more about roses, if you want to see all my videos that I have on roses, you can go to this playlist. If you want to see all of the videos on the potager garden, you can go to that one, and so on. But if you go to videos and you're watching a video, let's watch Clyde. Okay, so when you're watching a video, if you just scroll down a little bit, right here, you see a description, and this is just a brief description of what the video is about. You can click on Show More. When you click on Show More, it'll show you more of the description. It'll give you our contact information. There you see our Facebook and Instagram link. All you got to do is click on that. It'll redirect you to our Facebook and Instagram pages. You can keep scrolling down, and these are the companies that we are partnering with that we recommend to you guys because we're using their product and we really like it. And a lot of them are offering you guys a discount code. So like Liquid IV offers you 25% off of your purchase plus free shipping if you use our link. So you can just click the link and it will redirect you to their website. When you get to their website and you place your order, there'll be a place for your coupon code, and whatever the coupon code is for each company is different, but like Liquid IV, our coupon code is Tracy.Britnell. So you can just put that in the coupon code section and you'll get the discount.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us in the garden. God bless you, and I will see y'all on the next video.